What's up everybody, this is DGen Tutor with another video, and today we're going to go over Flashbots RPC, go over the benefits, how to install it, and dive a little bit deeper into how it works. So let's get right into it. So Flashbots RPC is actually a network that you can install on something like MetaMask, similar to how you can install Polygon or Optimism. You can actually install the Flashbots network, which will communicate with the Ethereum blockchain. Really what makes Flashbots RPC network unique is it prevents you from paying gas fees on failed transactions. So this is pretty much the key feature for degens, if you're minting NFTs or you're expecting a transaction to fail. By using Flashbots RPC, you can prevent paying gas fees on failed transactions. Some other benefits of Flashbots RPC also includes preventing from being front run, and actually having priority transactions over others in the mempool. And we'll get to that later. But essentially the key second feature is you can prevent being front run. And basically what this means is when you submit a transaction, someone who's watching these transactions can't perform what's called a sandwich attack and basically front run your transaction before it gets confirmed on the blockchain. And a sandwich attack is pretty much how it sounds. When you submit a transaction, your transaction gets stored in the mempool and is being ready to be picked up. And someone else a little bit faster will actually submit a transaction right before you and then right after to manipulate whatever the things that you're looking to do. So if you are on Uniswap and you're looking to purchase something, maybe they'll manipulate the price just a little bit to take a little bit of profit, and then they'll close out that sale right after you purchase. Okay, so I threw a ton of fancy words out there. Don't get too fearful. We're gonna go over all this stuff in a second. But generally, those are the two main benefits. One, which is the key one that I think is most interesting for NFTs and a lot of stuff in the degen space, is preventing high fees on failed transactions. And then the second thing for the more advanced folks is you can actually prevent from getting sandwich attacked. So here's a diagram of a standard transaction where you might do something with your MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet you're using that gets sent to the mempool where it sits for a miner to pick up. That miner will pick it up, which is the Ethereum miner, and then process it and confirm it on the blockchain. And by looking at this diagram, you can think of the mempool as a waiting room for your transaction to go to finality, where it has to go to the Ethereum miner and then confirmed on chain. So that last slide was a standard transaction. This is a transaction using the Flashbots RPC. And if you notice, the mempool is actually removed. So it goes from the wallet straight to the miners and then gets confirmed on chain. And this prevents the front running issues. And also you're not going to get penalized or have to pay fees if the transaction fails. So now that we got all the definitions out of the way, let's learn how to actually install the Flashbots RPC. So it's just like adding a network similar to Polygon or Arbitrum, whatever you're using. And the first thing we're going to need is the network name, the URL, the chain ID, the currency, and then also the block explorer. So we're going to move over to the MetaMask Chrome extension and click on the icon. And then we're going to want to go to settings, and you want to click on that little circle image right there. So on the top right screen, that little circle, which is the profile section, and then go down to settings. And then from settings, scroll down to networks. And from here, you can see that there's a couple networks, so Ethereum, some test nets, but you want to add a network. And then in the add a network section, if you go into the bio of this video, I actually have all the information that you need to input. And that's the network name, which we're typing in here, the RPC URL, the chain ID, the currency, and the block explorer. So for the RPC URL, you're going to need to put rpc.flashbots.net. And don't forget to put the HTTPS : and then // In the chain ID, we're actually going to put this as 1. And don't worry if it shows up red. That's because we're also using the Ethereum network. Currency symbol is going to be an ETH. And then the blockchain explorer, we're going to use etherscan.io. So I'm just going to copy this and put etherscan.io. And again, all of this stuff is going to be in the bio of the video. Go ahead and save that. And now I can confirm at the top, we have Flashbots RPC as our network. And from here, we're actually going to switch over to Gem, where we can actually test this out. So I'm going to test this out with the project called Pixel Fox, and we'll choose the spooky season Pixel Fox and select the first one. And from here, I could just go ahead and purchase using the Flashbots RPC. And actually, Gem has their own version of this, and you can enable it within their product. And it says it uses Flashbots to protect you from transactions. And this is called safety mode. And they have a little description of how this works. But basically, safety mode ensures that your transaction will get refunded if it fails. And I've tried this out a couple times and it works pretty well. Flashbots RPC is just a custom version of this. So we have it up there, and let's go ahead and purchase this item. Awesome. So now we can go straight over to our transaction. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this transaction using the Flashbots Protect RPC and just wait for this transaction to confirm. In the meantime, we can head over to Etherscan. And we've actually set this up, so we can click this, head over to Etherscan, and you'll notice that the transaction doesn't actually show up in Etherscan. You can refresh the screen and still see, yeah, it's not popping up, and it doesn't show up in the ERC 721 transactions either. And that's a feature that I've noticed with the Flashbots. When it's pending, it doesn't show up. However, when the transaction is finalized, it does show up. So perfect. Now that the transaction was successfully confirmed and we were able to use Flashbots to do this, we can actually head back over to Etherscan, refresh, and there you go. The item is there and it just confirmed about 30 seconds ago. So the transaction does finalize on chain, but you might notice that there's no pending transactions. So just keep that in mind. And now I'm going to show you on OpenSea confirm. So the item actually popped up, and this is all through the Flashbots RPC. So we're able to add this network and purchase and check out using the Flashbots to prevent any type of issues with front running, and also to make sure that we're able to get our fees back if the transaction does fail. So that's pretty much it. And to wrap up, I do want to go over a couple Flashbots Protect RPC disclaimers. There's really three key things. First, this product is still in beta, so there could be some bugs or issues, and I'll link to some documentation in the comments. Two, the transactions might not work 100% of the time because it's in beta, so just keep that in mind. And then lastly, folks have reported that transactions sometimes take a little bit slower, so you want to increase gas if you do run into these issues. But definitely record your experience in the comments and let us know how it worked. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning into this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.